Hey guys, all right. I'm gonna make a video about why this coach, Antonio Pierce, and the Raiders are the worst team in the NFL. There's something wrong with his franchise. I heard Tom Brady's buying it. I hope he brings some championship pedigree to them. I'm not even a Raiders fan, but I feel so bad for the Raiders fans. I actually really don't, but I'll just say it for this video. I feel bad because I actually had money on the Raiders today, right? I'd take the team total over 15 and a half, and I thought it was easy money. They score on their first drive, look absolutely amazing, look gorgeous, freaking zoom, zoom, zoom down the field. Alexander Madison touchdown, right? 2-yard touchdown. Amazing, right? Gorgeous. So I'm like, okay, I have 7 points already. That's amazing. But wait, I forgot that Alec, what's his name? Pierce? Alec Pierce? Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce, this moron, is their coach. And I totally forgot about that. And I wondered after the second quarter, I'm like, how the hell is this guy gonna fuck up this game? And sure enough, he did because he's an absolute joke and he's a fucking moron. He's one of the worst coaches I've ever seen in my life. And it's not even a question. It's not a question anymore. He's one of the worst coaches. So you see this drive here. They're moving the ball great. Madison gets a first down right here. They weren't running the ball well, but you know what they were doing well? They're running screen passes really, really well. Okay. That was a nice gain right there, like 8-yard gain. They're running screen passes well, short passes. Aiden O'Connell's really, really good at short passes. That's what Antonio Pierce said. He said, I want to make sure that our short passes are working. Aiden O'Connell gets the ball out of his hands quickly, and he did for the most part in the first drive. Right, so good for them. But then they absolutely abandoned what was working for them. Right, look at that rollout right there to Madison. Look great, right? Score a touchdown. Look amazing. Can we also talk about the Steelers? How bad the Steelers were, let's not say paying, compensating these referees. These referees, I mean, they were throwing yellow flags out for the Steelers. I mean, for the Raiders, I thought they were terrible towels. I thought they were terrible towels. That's how bad this game was officiated today. It was absolutely atrocious. The Raiders got cheated, but honestly, it doesn't matter if they got cheated because their coach is a fucking moron. He's a joke. This guy, excuse me, he was a linebacker coach. Before that, he was at Arizona State. What, like weightlifting coach or something? He was at Arizona State with Herm Edwards and Marvin Lewis and them. What is this guy doing? Now he's your head coach in the NFL. He's getting paid probably around $3 to $4 million, even though somehow his contract's not on, you can't find it online anywhere, but I'm assuming it's around $3 or $4 million, which is like the base pay for a head coach. And he's getting that because of why? Because he's a good player coach, question mark. Oh, if he's a great player coach, where's Devontae Adams? His hamstring's that bad? You think Devontae Adams is the problem? I don't think he's the problem. I think Antonio Pierce is the problem. And he and the lack of um, professionalism is going on in this locker room with Antonio Pierce. They have guys like Jack Jones not willing to tackle. You saw it last week or 2 weeks ago when he was not willing to tackle anybody. And today versus Najee Harris in the hole, didn't want to tackle him either. I mean, it's just bad. This team's unprofessional. That's just what it is. So I'm gonna go over some plays, right? I'm gonna go over some plays that won or lost in the game. So first, let's go over the Steelers and the poorly officiated um, refs today, the fully officiated refs, and let's see how that goes, right? Let's see how that goes. So let's go to here. So here we have, I'll talk about Antonio Pierce later. Just relax, guys. I'll talk about him later. Okay, so here we have the holding call, 116. Okay. 116. Okay. So here you go, guys, right here. So this is the start of the half, right? This is the start of the half. They're looking to put some points on the board, right? And he throws a nice strike right here to Brock Bowers for like 20 yards. One-handed grab by Brock Bowers. Absolutely amazing catch. And this is what we call holding right here. This is what we call holding. Look at number 68. That's what we call holding. He got toppled over, and we give that a flag because they got a chunk play. So let's look at that again. So since they got a chunk play, Go back, 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 go back. Why did I freaking do that? Because he got a chunk play right here, right? And this is what's happening. So this is a called called a foul, right? A penalty. Number 68 right there. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. I've seen worse. There's worse holding calls with against Max Crosby today. And Max Crosby, you can hear him on the telecast saying, "That's another holding. That's another holding. That's another holding." You hear him every single time, and they don't call it for them. They called it maybe 2 or 3 times the whole day, the whole game for them. It was insane. So that's what was going on. Let's go back to in 52-20, back to the first half. I skipped a little bit. So let's go back to the first half, right? 52-20. Okay. This is called roughing the passer now. This is how soft the league is right now. How soft can a league be? Because Justin Fields is stepping into the pocket. He throws a pick, and they call a guy, the D tackle, Butler or whatever his name is, for roughing the passer, and he's just he falls into his Fields falls into his lap. He lands. Tell a 300+ pound man to land a different way, please. Please, referees, show who the hell is this? Ed Hockley? I don't even know what that is. Whoever it is, you try to do that. You try to. I'm not a Raiders fan either. I'm not a Raiders fan. I'm a Chargers fan. So that's a penalty now. That's a penalty. I saw freaking what's his name? I saw Bryce Young being hit worse than that. I'm not even kidding. And I don't even like Bryce Young. I saw him being hit worse than that in the first game versus New Orleans Saints. That's insane. That's a penalty. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, let's save the Steelers' ass because we need them to be 3-2 or 4-2, competing with the Baltimore Ravens because the Bengals are now 2-4, and we need somebody to freaking compete, right? We need somebody to compete, and that's what they're doing. They're having freaking this team compete because they know the Browns can't compete because they're not good enough, and they want the Steelers to be able to compete. So the AFC North is not a joke, right? Because AFC North is always the toughest division, right? Even though the Raiders are 2-0 against them, and they were the better team today. They were the better team today, and it wasn't close. That they were by far the better team today. So it was just Antonio Pierce doesn't coach well. Like if you go talent for talent, Max Crosby, TJ Watt. TJ Watt's obviously a little better or much better, but it's still a wash. I mean, you still have to go against the number one edge rusher versus the number 4 or 5 edge rusher. I mean, it's still a wash, right? So that's that. Then the receivers, both receivers aren't that good. They're playing some no names. I mean, they had some fucking guy. Antonio Pierce brought in some guy, Lobby or whatever his name is. Let's see what his name is right here. I can look it up right now. His name that cocksucker who fumbled, Dylan Loeb, whatever his name is, right? He fumbled. Let's go to the fumble actually. 48-30. 48-30. So let's go to this fumble. So we have 2nd and 8, right? This is the end of the first half. So you want to score. You want to double dip because the Raiders get the ball to start the second half. So you want to score at least a field goal here. You want to score at least a field goal. And look who they put in. They put in freaking this Dylan Hotel Lobby guy, right? And he fumbles the ball. First carry of the game. I don't know how many carries he has for his career. Let's check that, how many carries he has for his career. He played at New Hampshire, they said, right? Let's see how many carries this guy has in his career. So this guy has 1 carry in his entire career. 1 carry in his entire career, right? He has 1 carry in his entire career, and it is just awful. It is just awful. I actually played the wrong fucking thing. So I'll go back to here for you guys. 48-30. Right here you go. 48-30. Back to Dylan Lobby, Hotel Lobby, right here. Absolutely atrocious. They gave him the ball. Antonio Pierce. I'm like, if I'm Antonio Pierce, I'm like, why the fuck's this guy in the game? We have Amir Abdullah. We have Alexander Madison. We have these veterans that are proven players. Like even though they're not proven in high level, but they're proven veteran players that can take care of the ball, unless only Amir Abdullah later on in this clip. They can't take care of the ball, but he doesn't. Look at this shit. Look at this. This is so bad. It's embarrassing. This is embarrassing, right? I know it's TJ Watt, one of the best defenders in the National Football League, but who cares? I mean, if you want to be honest, if you want to be honest, this 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 team is basically the Steelers team, but Mike Tomlin's just a better coach. It's just what it is. He's I don't know how he's beaten the Ravens and how he beat Cleveland. Well, I know how he beats Cleveland because Deshaun Watson is the second biggest scammer in the NFL, but he beats these teams. And then he lays an egg like this versus the Steelers who can't move the ball and you aid him with penalties. And you can say that's the player's fault. This and that. No, it's bad coaching. There's a reason why. There's a reason why the Patriots, you don't think they hire freaking people from everywhere in the world and then they don't want to freaking rough the passer? Of course they do. But they don't because they're disciplined. They're disciplined. And you guys have to stop making excuses. Don't make excuses for Antonio Pierce. Please don't. Like it's embarrassing. So let's go to the main problem I have with this video, right? So this is the main problem I have. Okay? So they're driving the ball here, right? They're driving the ball here. They're driving the ball here. Okay? Look, they're driving the ball. They're driving the ball. Oh, here it is. This is terrible officiating. They call this illegal man downfield. You're supposed to give 2 yards. 2 yards. And they call it. Let's see what they call it on. Look at this. So they called it on 58. Powers Johnson. That's who they called it on, right? He is around. He's still at the 6. He's still at the 6. Where do they start at? Where do they start at? Come on. Give me something. Give me something. So they start at the 6-yard line, right? They start at the 6-yard line. He goes to the 4. You can have a yard or 2 yards. This is a very harsh call. This is nitpicky. This is, I want to call something to ruin this game call, right? That's what it is. And that's just the truth. And people don't see this because they don't put this on the NFL highlights. They don't. That's why I'm showing you on this freaking NFL Plus Premium. You're welcome if you don't pay $14.99 or whatever it is. So that's just what it is. Next. All right, whatever. That passed, right? That passed. So next we get the ball here. Okay, we're like, what are we going to run? Now it's 2nd and 11 at the goal line. And you obviously want to get closer. So I would obviously run the ball. They run the ball here. Smart play calling right here. They run the ball here. Amir Abdullah bounces it. He scores a touchdown, right? Oh, wait. No, the referee, of course, he marks him down. Of course he marks him down because you can call him in and then just review it, right? Isn't that the whole thing about scoring touchdowns? Everything's reviewable. But wait, no, let's just give the Raiders a harder time and call him down at the half-inch line, basically, right? Let's call him at the half-inch line. Okay? But that's not the only issue about this play. The issue about this play is this moron, Antonio Pierce. So obviously he scores here. Look, he scores, stretches the ball here, scores. 100% scores. Even Gene Steratore afterwards said, Antonio Pierce should have reviewed this. What is he thinking? Why did he not review this, right? So they were saying Antonio Pierce should have reviewed this. Why is he not reviewing this? That's what they said. Obviously, they didn't put into to factor that he's an absolute fucking moron. Okay, so he's an absolute moron. That's why that's why he didn't review it. So next, what happens next play? What happens next play? Obviously, you run it. You go to quarterback sneak, right? Because you're at the half-inch line, right? The half-inch line. You can see it right there. Or the people say half-yard line, more like an inch to me. Okay. And I think that this is the dumbest play calling in history. You're supposed to be the grit and grind, right? The guy who's supposed to be the grind father, right? Antonio Pierce. Oh, Raiders are back. Raiders are back. Right? Remember last year? Now we're going inside zone run play at the half-inch line. What happened to freaking a quarterback sneak? What if you don't want Aiden O'Connell to quarterback sneak? Have Brock Bowers quarterback sneak. He did it all in college. Oh, wait, how do you not know that? Why am I the only person that knows that? Why don't you freaking do your research and do that? Why do you need to line up 5 yards in the backfield at the 5 yard to gain half a yard or half an inch? Why? That is so stupid. It's moronic. And this is what happens afterwards. Obviously, nothing good happens after this, right? Because they fumble the ball. They fumble the ball. They fumble the ball. Of course they do. Of course they do. Because it's the fucking Raiders. Of course they do. It's the fucking Raiders. Okay? So they fumble the ball. They lose it. The terrible towels are going. I don't know if those are the refs' flags or the terrible towels. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay? So this is what I'm dealing with, right? And let's go to this guy, Antonio Pierce, what he says, right? Let's see what he says. What does this joke say? What does this joke say?
Want to take you back to the play right before the fumble at the goal line. It looked like from up top, it looked like it was a play that could have been a touchdown. But was there any consideration to challenging it at that point? I know you guys went hurry up on the next play.
Yeah, we went hurry up. I asked if he was in or not. He said it's close. Inside zone run play. I expected a fumble to happen the next one, so that's kind of how it played out.
What a fucking pussy. What a fucking pussy. Oh, they said the people upstairs said it was close, so I decided to run a hurry-up play. Why? Why do you need to run a hurry-up play? Why don't you take the whole 40 seconds to review it? There's no rush. There's no pitch clock. Your pitch clock's 40 seconds, actually, not freaking 15 like it is in MLB or 20. So you have 40 seconds to review this. You can burn a challenge and do this. Oh, wait, he did burn a challenge later on. And he burned it on a 22-7. They were down 22-7. George Pickens gets a freaking 30-yard catch, a 40-yard catch, down to the 5-yard line or 4-yard line. Bucket catches it, right? Because no one catches it with their hands anymore. And he looks like he could have lost the ball, couldn't have. But that was a close one to challenge, but this wasn't a one to keep you in the game, to go to 22-14. That's not a good one to challenge, buddy. Like, this is the stuff that goes through this guy's head. He's a fucking moron. Like, he's a moron. You guys don't understand. He's an absolute bloke. This guy. I thought it was close. I didn't think he was gonna fumble in the inside zone. He takes no accountability right there. If you saw that, he takes no accountability. You need to say as a coach, I fucked up. I'm the fucking loser. I'm a moron. Why the fuck would I freaking call that play? Why would I let my offensive coordinator call that play? Why would that happen? We need a quarterback sneak like fucking men with cojones and fucking sneak it. We're playing fucking Vegas, bro. We don't play in freaking London like those freaking guys at the Jags, right? We don't play there. We play at freaking Vegas, Sin City. We're going to be freaking dirty and grimy just like the city is, and we're going to freaking put it down your throat with Aiden O'Connell or Brock Bowers. That's what he should have said. He should have been honest. He was like, I didn't know we were going to fumble an inside zone. Shut the fuck up. Fumbles happen all the time. You putting a white boy, let's be honest, a white boy running back who played at New Hampshire in at 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half, about trying to score, trying to elevate your team from a 7-6 lead to a 10-6 lead, or even better yet, a 14-6 lead, and you're trying to elevate your team to do well and win this game, to be 3-3, right? Wrong. What do? You freaking give the ball to freaking hotel lobby, Dylan Loeb or whatever his name is, right? And you give him the ball, he fumbles because TJ Watt's a freaking amazing player. And that's what happens. That's terrible coaching. I don't care if it's the offense coordinator putting him in. I don't care. It's your fault. You take accountability. You're the head coach. What happened with Robert Saleh? Everybody said, why is Robert Saleh getting fired? It's Aaron Rodgers' fault. Right? No, it's not. It's Robert Saleh's fault. He got fired. He's 20-36. I don't care if Nathaniel Hackett and the offense isn't working. As a head coach, he's 20-36. If he's a defensive coach, it doesn't matter. If you're a defensive coach and you're a head coach, be a DC, be a defensive coordinator. You don't have to worry about getting fired if your freaking defense is amazing. But you're the head coach. You need to worry about your offense as well. Okay? And that was happening with Robert Saleh. This guy's a fullback and a linebacker coach. Their defense looks decent, but he's a fullback, right? They can't run the ball worth the shit, and they run in freaking inside zone plays or fumbles. What are you guys doing? It's bad. It's embarrassing. And that's Antonio Pierce in a nutshell, man. This guy's a fucking joke. Look at him. Look, he's fucking smirking like that. Look at that. This guy's gonna get fired. You have 17 games. You have 17 games to prove that you're a head coach in this league. You have 17 games to prove that you're a head coach in this league. And by you doing this, does not prove anything. You prove that you're a fucking loser and that can't coach, that is scamming the Raiders. I mean, they need to do something. I know that because he was a cheaper option because you guys paid a lot to Josh McDaniels and John Gruden before that. So you guys paid a lot of money for coaches. So you need to kind of balance your books, right? And get this freaking Antonio Pierce. But I don't care if it's the Rooney rule. I don't care whatever, if he has blackmail on you, freaking Al or Mark Davis, whoever's still alive and not dead. I don't know. I don't care what's happening. You need to get rid of this guy because this guy's ruining your franchise. I'm not kidding. I'm not even a Raiders fan. He is ruining your franchise. I promise you he is. He's a joke. We saw what he did to the Chargers in week 1. What did he do? He freaking 4th and 2. They're down by, what was it, 4? They're down by 4 or 3. And in 4th and 2 at the 40-yard line with 6 minutes left, he punts the ball. Freaking Chargers go down. J.K. Dobbins gets like a 70-yard run, goes down to the 10-yard line. Lam McConkey scores a touchdown to ice the game. And that's how dumb this coach is. That's how dumb this coach is. You know, Kevin Stefanski? I actually like Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski kicked the field goal today, right? They were down. What were they down? It was like they're down 20-13. They're down 20-13 with like 4 minutes left in the game. 4 minutes left in the game, 20-13. What did he do? He kicked the field goal. Why? Why is that smart? That's smart because you're not going to win the game with that touchdown right there. You're not going to win the game. And you still have to stop the Eagles regardless. You're going to have to stop the Eagles regardless. Even if it's 20-20 or 20-16, you're going to stop the Eagles regardless. You have to. You have to. So might as well get points on the board instead of doing a 4th and 12. You get points on the board, make it 20-16 so you can have a chance to win the game. Hopefully the Eagles will play conservative football, which they did not, but hopefully they would, and they would run the ball into the line 3 or 4 times and then freaking punt the ball because I think they learned their mistake from the Falcons game. But they didn't play conservative, and obviously if it was 20-20, then they probably would have scored anyways and got down the field. The Eagles would have, right? So that's good coaching by Kevin Stefanski. Antonio Pierce doesn't have any of these brains. He doesn't think like that. He thinks, oh, I need to go run the ball and blame everybody else. Everybody else is making business decisions. Hey, if Jack Jones is really making business decisions, get rid of him. Tell the GM, I can't play him anymore. Bench him. You're the head coach. Bench him. Don't let him play getting freaking not wanting to tackle Najee Harris twice today. Okay? This is Devontae Adams doesn't want to play for you. He obviously he doesn't like playing with not with Derek Carr, right? He'd rather play with Derek Carr. That's why he sided with the Raiders. But it's not the end of the world for him. It's not the end of the world for him to stay there. He obviously, if it was John Gruden, if it was Josh McDaniels, he's staying there. I promise you. It's because it's Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce, any player coach is not a good coach. I promise you that. So that's just what it is. Hopefully you guys freaking watched this video and enjoyed what I said. Thank you guys. Hope you like and subscribe. Thank you.